Good morning, lovely people. How's everybody doing today? I've got a catering today, and the order is quite interesting because we've got a bit of everything. So I thought I'll share with you the recipe again, which I shared on unrestricted stage, but not for all you other people who may not have tuned in to unrestricted stage during the MCO. Okay, today we're making frikadellas. What is frikadeller? It is actually a pork patty, which is a Danish recipe, and we eat it on my lovely rye bread. We put it on rye bread, and we put red cabbage on top of it. So let's get to it. Now what you're gonna need is minced pork. I prefer to use the one with a little bit of fat. It gives more flavor. You're gonna need eggs. You're gonna need butter to cook it in, no oil, and do not use margarine. You're gonna need salt, white pepper, a bit of flour, and milk. That's it. It's actually very simple. And my mother-in-law taught me how to make this recipe, so thank you, Inga. Tak. So let's get started. Okay, first, you don't need to see my face. Just look at the recipe. First, wash your hands. I have. And take out your minced pork. Okay. This is about, let me see. Can't read without my glasses. So, this is about 350 grams of minced pork. Between 300 and what I'm using now to 500 grams calls for the same amount of other ingredients, yeah? So put your minced pork in. And then we're going to put the salt first. Now, if you're like me and you're using sea salt, they usually come in quite thick grains. So just put it in a mortar and pestle, whatever you call this thing. The tumbuk the fella, you know. So you just crush it. So you don't want it to be too big a grain. So yeah, just crush it. Sometimes I'm not sure which side to use because this one has like the head, and what I'm doing is going round and round and round, and like, because I'm not actually bashing it. I don't know. So whatever works for you. So we are going to crush the salt a bit. I stopped using because they're really fine salt. Sometimes they are ionized or they've got stuff in it, so we don't want that. As natural as we can be. So some sea salt. Okay, now back to the pork. Take a good pinch of sea salt, any salt, okay, and then you're gonna put pepper. I do everything aga, which is the typical Asian way of cooking. So it's about a tablespoon. It's about a tablespoon of white pepper, yeah, not black pepper. Okay, and if you can take a bit of heat, put more, because the more pepper and pork, they kind of do go together, you know. Okay, so there we go, pepper. And then let me get a spoon. Okay, mix that up first, nice and well. You can also use your hands. Normally, I would actually much prefer to use my hands. So let's just do it. Because you just get a much better mix, you know. Okay, so that's all mixed up, nicely incorporated. Next, we're going to put in an egg. So crack one egg in. Pray that it's not bad, because if it's bad, it's going in, and it's not. There's once, like, I've never encountered a rotten egg before. But there was once I had borrowed some egg from a friend because I ran out of eggs from a fellow friend that lives in neighbor, basically. And not her fault at all, but there was one out of the whole lot that was rotten. And I tell you, rotten eggs, you know when it's rotten because the minute you crack it, you can smell it. So let's not talk about rotten food. We're making fresh food here. So mix that up. Then what goes in next is the flour. Now, how much of flour? It really depends on the type of pork you're using, type of meat. And you can use this recipe with chicken too, yeah? So it depends on how much type of pork you're using. So just eyeball it for now. You want maybe about 2 tablespoons in first. Mix that up. Uncle Dave, this is your favorite recipe here. Uncle Dave loves Frikadeller. Uncle Dave lives at the next condo. Lovely old man. Well, lovely, and then he goes, "Oi, oi!" At the pub, he's always like, "You." Lovely old man. Okay, so once you see it's like that's, yeah, it's not enough. We want a little bit more. Okay, and then we're gonna put some milk, which will water it down, and then we put more flour. So about half a cup of milk, no more than that. The Danes, I noticed, they cook almost everything with milk. I mean, if not everything with milk, but to lighten something or to water it down, instead of using water, milk is used, which really adds flavor. Okay, so then we put a little bit more flour. Oops. See, so I've got 1 cup of flour here, and I've used maybe about 3/4. Okay. As you make this, when you make it on your own, for your second time making it, you'll know like whether you're the type that likes it to have more flour or more dense meat. It's really up to you. But this is the way I make it. So there. Nice and well mixed. Okay. Take it all out. Someone, a chef told me once that, you know, like every chef has his or her own flavor, and you can give the same recipe to 2 different people or 3 different people, and with the same equipment, same ingredients, but it comes out different. It's because it's in your skin. Like when you touch the food with your bare hands, it sort of like carries your signature. So there, touch your food. Okay, so let me wash this off. I finally found a spot where I can do videos while I cook. So yay for you guys, because you'll be getting much more videos now. Before that, I was trying tripod la, this la, that la. The angle wasn't right. So you are now sitting next to my sink, my dear. Okay, then what we're gonna do? We need 2 spoons. Yep. Next, you need 2 spoons, and I'll show you why. Okay, remove the bread aside. Right, now you get your pan. Okay, so you get your pan. This is, my late father-in-law gave me this. It's the Jamie Oliver pan, and every time I cook, because he was really supportive of my new career direction, my newfound talent, whatever you want to call it. And every time he came back from Denmark, he would bring, you know, a bread cutter or a meat slicer. Like, can I show you my meat slicer? I mean, I'm sorry, but how sexy is this medieval looking thing? I've just given it some oil. You know, you always need to oil anything with wood. It lasts longer. So this is my meat slicer. Anyway, what I was saying is, pan was also given by father-in-law, and thank you, Willie. It meant so much to me that him being a well-traveled man, someone of very high taste, you know, high-class taste, approved of my Danish cooking and was very impressed that he started getting me all these kitchen equipments, which if I didn't have them today, I could not do things like my private dining and you know, expand my catering. So thank you, Willie. Right, now back to the cooking. So pan, turn your fire on, get your heat on. We want it at just to heat the pan up first. Okay, let's put the milk back in. Now, please only use butter. No margarine, no oil. Because the butter is one of the secret ingredient that gives it the flavor. Okay? Now, why do you need 2 spoons? This is why. Let me move you here. I'm going to move you here right now so you can see what I am doing. Alright? Sorry, I'm still new at this angle, so bear with me. I'm not sure if you can see, but you'll have to. It's not a very good angle, is it? Okay, let's try propping you up here. Maybe that's a bit better. Hope it doesn't fall. Camera, stay. Okay, that's all we got. That's what we got to deal with. Okay, gonna live with it. Live with it. Gotta make it work. So, take some butter. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon and a half. Yeah. Okay. Put the butter in. Medium fire, yeah, because you're gonna take time to scoop all that out. So just put it on a low flame for now. Low flame. Lots of butter. Actually, yeah, go for about 2 tablespoons of butter, depending how big your pan is as well, again. But basically, you're going to fry the patties in the butter. Now, remember the 2 spoons? Okay, I think you can see. So we're going to scoop them up and then do this. Yeah, you roll it in the spoon like that. And then put it in. Drop it in and kind of flatten it a bit. You can try doing this with your hands, but good luck to you. So do it with 2 spoons like that. Okay. Don't worry if the flame is too low, just turn it up a little bit. But you don't want the flame too big because you've got to finish this bowl of meat first, right? Okay, can see what I'm doing? Yep, and in it goes. So keep doing it till it's all done. You see here it kind of sizzling, just turn it down a bit. Because you want it to all cook at the same time, or else you won't know which one you've put in first and whatnot. So here, again, this is called Frikadeller. Yeah, it's meat patty. And you put this on top the rye bread. Top it with some red cabbage. Or the way I like to eat it, the way my mother-in-law Inga taught me how to eat it. You have it for lunch basically, or dinner. We had it for lunch. I took like 3 pork patties and then fresh cucumber on the side, sliced thickly, and then with some red cabbage and a bit of ramulel. It's amazing. Alan, my husband, likes to eat it in a sandwich, which is the frikadeller sandwich. To make a frikadeller sandwich, you take two of the patties, sandwich between a bun, any bread of your choice. It doesn't have to be the rye bread. Actually, for frikadeller sandwich, it's nicer on white bread or wheat bread. And then you put ramulel, you put some cucumber, and you put fried onions. The ramulel and the fried onions is like heaven. And that's your frikadeller sandwich. So okay, we're almost done here. See? Put them aside, make way for one more. Can I come in? Yeah. Just the balance, just scoop them up. Alright, so we're done. And you can see them frying in there. Next, what you need is this and a knife. So I always use a knife and a spatula. The knife will help me to flip it over. If you try doing it with one hand, sometimes it just doesn't work properly. Just checking out how my kitchen actually looks from this angle. Not bad, not bad. See, my kitchen is so hot. I told you in my previous video. I have my little fan now. Yay! Thank you, Nikki C. Okay, so now we can turn the heat up a little bit because you want them to cook now. And they're all in the pan. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and it's true, each packet of minced pork that I buy usually yields about 12 to 15. So now we flip it. And if you flip it and you see that it's still quite whitish or not really cooked yet, just put it back, turn the heat up a little bit. Yay! So today we are cooking Frikadeller sandwich. Frikadeller smørrebrød. I'm also making egg and prawns. I'm making fiskefillet. And what else am I making? I'm making the Danish hot dogs. So you get lots of video today. I may or may not post them all in one row. We'll see how it goes. Very busy. Okay, so you can turn them slightly around. Try to remember which one you put in first, because that's the first one that you want to turn around, and I cannot remember. But because you turn the flame down at the start, so it's not really going to, like, one's going to cook more than the other, so it's manageable. But it's kind of like flip, 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 and then you find the one that's kind of cooked more, and you go, ah, you're the first bugger. Okay, so we're flipping. And as you flip and you find that there's not enough butter in it, yeah, also swirl it around the butter. If you find there's not enough butter, just go ahead, put more butter in it. It's only going to absorb and use the amount of butter that it needs. It's not like going to suck it all up. I always use good Danish butter. There's a big difference, yeah. I mean, I guess that's why, like I told my husband yesterday, I said, isn't that why the Danish butter cookies are so popular? Because of the Danish butter. Bloody expensive though, those things. But they're really good. It's so creamy and so yummy. And this smells so good. I have my neighbor, right? My other neighbor, not the one that I bought the eggs from. Some other neighbor. He lives literally above me, and every time I cook, he can smell it, and he'll come down and like, food! Okay, then what I do is I kind of press it just a bit like that. Can you see? And you can see whether it's firm. When it's firm, that means it's pretty much cooked. But what you want to achieve is like a golden brown, you know, like fried. And that's it. Okay. So you can stay to the end, but it might be a bit long, and I'm running out of things to talk to you about. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Frikadeller, and when I assemble it, I'll show you how to assemble it. Okay? Bye!